Hello, I think I'm recording. I haven't used this software in a long time. So, what I'm going to do right now is create a formula grade item within Brightspace. Now, there could be various uses for this potentially, but the use I'm going to do today is what if you wanted to count a certain number of grade items that are zeros. Another use that I saw would be, let's suppose you're rounding, or not rounding, let's suppose that you are giving students some sort of grade on a curve. This would be a way to change a number from one thing to another without doing it manually. You can enter in the formula, and the function I'll be using is the if function. So here I'm in Brightspace, I'm in the gradebook. I've actually already done this. Let me delete it as if I never did it. Maybe. No, on the next page I'll do that. So I'll go to Manage Grades first of all. So anytime you create a new grade item, you go to Manage Grades, and I will now delete this item so it doesn't bother us later. This is a class that I've got nothing in so far other than students. And I have one assignment I created called Test, just to prove that this works. And I entered in zeros for a couple of the students. So here we go. I'm going to do a new grade item. And I'm going to do it formula. And I'll call it COUNTIF, but really you could say, in this case, maybe call it zeros, with or without the E. And then don't need anything there. Points, I mean, you could pick a large number. That way it just doesn't get maxed out. And now comes the hard part. Well, not the hard part, just the different part. It's the formula. And so this is sort of clunky. You can't actually type. If you hear this sound, that's me trying to hit the keyboard. You can't actually type. Make sure I'm still recording. What you got to do is use these functions and items down below. So we're going to use the if function. And this is where our logic training comes in, I guess. What is an if statement? So this is the kind of the precondition. What has to happen in order for the consequence to come? So the if thing is, what if this grade item, which is the only grade item, and notice how I'm having to press start to get the function to go in there. Now insert to get this in. You can't type anything in. So the grade item, points received on it. What if that is a 0? And so in order to make this happen, what I'm going to do is put the equal sign and a 0. So that's the condition. If this is a 0, and then it kind of understands the then business and use this. The only thing actually you can type in is a comma. So what we want is to count the zeros. So if it's a 0, we're going to give 1 point for that, because it'll sum those. And if not, we're going to give nothing for it. And if I did this right this time, then we should see it work. And I'll end, and that will close the parenthesis or the bracket, the brace. And the way to check this is you can click on Preview, and you know it worked because it is working. And notice here, the student that had a 0 on test will now get a 1 in this grade item. So I know I did it right. And those students had nothing have earned no zeros so far. Now, that's debatable. So that means you'd have to type in the zeros to count the zeros. But nonetheless, there it is. And so everything's good. I insert it. I save and close because that's the formula's there. And now when I go back into enter grades, we'll see anybody that I entered a 0 for will have that column of zeros. It'll say 1, which is neat. And it doesn't have to be, it's not a grade item that counts for anything. It's just literally counting. So this could be a solution to the problem. And thanks for watching.